being yourself and being genuine can get you a lot farther than trying to act like someone else. So I'm Charles Devon. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I've been here for 6 years in Los Angeles. I moved from Arizona, crazy enough. And I'm a singer and songwriter here in Los Angeles. So I've been writing music since I was 12, actually. But really, I started in Arizona writing crazy music. Like Arizona is the most boring place that you could ever live. It's boring. So I basically just took that time and started writing music, which I really figured out that was something that I really wanted to do. Like that's what really swung my legs over the bed each morning. It's like, I gotta get up and write a song, So I knew I wanted to get to LA. I found a way through my current company to get here. And when I got here, I knew that half the battle would be to just show up to everything. So I started going to conferences, and I started going to events, and I started going to performances, and just meeting people and networking with people. Eventually, I recorded a song called Star Search, which is one of my first songs recorded here. And I connected with the producer who said, "Hey, I want to help you to get this song out." I was like, "Okay, great." And he called me one day and said, "Hey, I wanted you to come and we're going to arrange the song in Smokey Robinson's house." No, I'm sorry. He said, "We're going to arrange the song and I want you to come to this place." Then he called and said, "By the way, it's Smokey Robinson's house."
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, but smoke and mirrors, everybody flex and will tell you lies. I feel like a lot of people want so hard to be somebody that they have to embellish themselves or embellish stories. And it's really sad because I feel like being yourself and being genuine can get you a lot farther than trying to act like someone else. I would have met him in the basement. If the system worked, if the mics were great, I didn't care where we were arranging. I just got here. But it was Smokey Robinson's house. Yeah. And it was amazing. Now, he wasn't there, but I felt it in the room with these Grammys. And that was my first experience in LA where I really felt, coming from Detroit and Smokey Robinson being a huge part of the Motown family, I really felt like, wow, I'm figuring this out, Mm-hmm. So after that, I kind of got a bug for doing music, but I didn't know if I wanted to be an artist. I wasn't really confident. I felt like I just wasn't good enough. I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to succeed at this. This is not going to work for me. Just because I have a different sound, just because I'm not like every other R&B artist. So I just was like, it's better to write music and I'll still fulfill, what I have, the desire to do music and entertainment, but I'm not going to be good at it. I went from being a soprano in middle school, a male soprano, to going to high school.
Like a legit soprano?
I could out-sing any one of them girls under the table. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey style range. Everybody was like, what do we have here? So going to high school, it was unheard of, even an art school, for a male to sing soprano. So they had to put me at first tenor. And in that, my voice was still changing. So I just was not prepared against all these people who had training for years. So I knew that I was a little bit behind. So when I got out of high school, I still had this stigma like, this is not going to work for me. I'm not going to do well. But then something in me said, this is what you have to do because you have a story to tell.
Yes.
And in that story, I have found my voice, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Well, first, I did a Songwriter's EP because I was still nervous. I was like, I'm going to sing the songs, but I'm not going to tell everybody I'm an artist. I'm going to tell them it's a Songwriter's EP. And in that, it got a lot of great feedback where a lot of people were like, oh, you sound great and you should sing. And I was like, really? And sometimes it does take validation from other people.
Yeah.
So I started working, and then I started on a new EP, and then it was horrible, and it will never see the light of day. We recorded like 4 songs, and I was like, no. I was in love with maybe like one of them, and I just knew that it
wasn't right.
And I think
that's really mature though, because a lot of people can get like wrapped up in themselves and be like, no, this is like the best thing ever. It's supposed to be able to step back and be like, nah, that wasn't my best work. We're moving on. That's big.
And I'm my hardest critic. I'm my worst critic. So I told everybody it was not coming out, and it didn't. And then 4 years later, I released a debut EP as an artist, which was Wait For It, which I'm extremely excited about because Wait For It did extremely well overseas. I'm really excited about it in terms of just stepping out and really putting together body work that I was proud of.
Yes.
And reflected me as an artist.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, what? Like people overseas like know who I am? This is crazy. Like it was a great feeling. So that's doing great. I'm now working on some new music and some new projects. So I'm excited. I was always comparing. So when I stopped comparing myself to other people, and I also stopped comparing my sound, is where I found my voice.
Wow.
So yes, now I am an artist full time,
working
it out, right?
Yeah.
And it's been amazing, but it's still very. This is an anxiety-filled business. Like you get anxiety about, am I gonna make it? You get anxiety about, is people gonna like it? You get anxiety about, is it done correctly? You get anxiety about the people that you're working with. Are they in my corner because they want to be, or are they in my corner because they see potential? So it's very difficult sometimes to maneuver in an industry like that because I'm a real person, okay? Like, what you see is what you get. and
I can tell you.
All right? So I don't have time for smoke and mirrors, and I am a type of person that's like, I would rather you just be upfront and honest. I'll give you a story and then I'll tie back into it. So I first moved here, I met a gentleman who said he worked at Universal Publishing Music, and he was like, I'm producing a new TV show called Family Matters 2. I bought the rights of Family Matters, the actual show.
Okay.
And he had, on LinkedIn, he seemed very well connected. He had that he was working here, and me being not too naive, but naive, I got here and I was like, oh, this guy, he wants me to do the theme song for this TV show. He sent me over a contract. I signed the contract. At the bottom of the contract was asked me for a social security number. Me being here and that being my first time, I put my social security number. And he actually never worked at Universal Music. He was an intern there, but he never was on payroll. And he was leveraging this for fraudulent activity. And I immediately...
Who has time for that?
Who has the energy, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, you really took the time to listen to what I wrote, to say, So that's what I mean about smoking mirrors, because a lot of times people prey on young people who are here. Mm-hmm. You always have to remember your why. I think you always have to remember why you're doing this. And then if that should be greater than all the challenges, because you're going to always have challenges. Yeah. Nobody's perfect. So you're always going to have things that you're going through. So I'm trying to hone in on my why. Yeah. Why am I doing this? What is the story that I need to tell? One of the main things that I like to do is just pretty much give the energy that I like to receive back. Because a lot of times, and I've been very strategic in this, in protecting your energy. Because as an artist, you have to protect your energy. And a lot of times you get around people and their energy is off, and you're like, oh. It's your job to protect your peace, not anybody else's. So I've walked out of rooms, I've walked out of meetings, I've not gone to family functions, because if I feel like I'm gonna get there and it's gonna be a mess, I don't have time for that. We all have a detector in us when we know something doesn't feel right. Yeah. When we know relationships doesn't feel right. And a lot of times we fight that. And it's hard. I don't want to tell anybody that it's easy. It is very hard. And I don't have it all together. I struggle just like everybody. I got bills just like everybody else. I got issues just like everybody else. But the thing is really finding the silver lining in that and figuring out, one, how you can turn that into your art.
Exactly.
Because if everybody is dealing with it, why not talk about it? Develop a team of people who you believe in and who believe in you. I think that's the first step. I think that comes with networking and follow up with those people. That's one of the main things that I did early on, is getting a card and actually following up the next day go a long way. People don't do that, Yeah. So develop a team, networking, showing up to events, I think are the top three. And I think the last one is finding exactly who you are in your sound. And it's very difficult because a lot of people will tell you that this is what you should sound like. And if that is what make you happy and you like that sound, then cool. But if not, find your voice. And in that, create the music that you want to create. Because sometimes we have to catch up to what you're doing and not the other way around.
Yeah.
It may not work out. But if you really love this and this is something you really want to do it.
Yeah.
It may take 10 years. People have been grinding for years until they finally got their big break. And Lizzo is one of them. And she's another person who people told her she would not be able to do it. And she found her lane. She found the niche. And she's been authentically walking in that. And that's the reason why she's where she is.
Yeah.
And if you do that, I promise it'll work out in the long run. It may take longer. I want to be clear. It may take longer when you're being authentic, an authentic artist and being authentic to yourself. But in the end, it
makes a difference.